Have you ever wondered if there were powerful African kingdoms that most history books barely talk about? What if I told you that nearly 1,000 years ago, there was a kingdom in Africa with massive stone buildings, international trade, and incredible wealth? A kingdom so advanced that when outsiders first saw its ruins, they couldn't believe Africans had built it. This is the story of Great Zimbabwe, one of Africa's greatest forgotten civilizations. About 1,000 years ago, in what is now the country of Zimbabwe, a powerful kingdom began to grow. At the center of this kingdom was a large city built from stone. But these weren't ordinary buildings. The people of Great Zimbabwe built huge walls using millions of granite stones. They didn't use cement or mortar to hold the stones together. Instead, they carefully shaped and stacked the stones so perfectly that many of the walls are still standing today. Some of these walls are taller than a three-story building. Even now, visitors are amazed by how well they were built. This wasn't a small village. It was a major city created by skilled builders, engineers, and planners. But Great Zimbabwe wasn't famous only because of its buildings. It was also incredibly rich. The kingdom controlled areas where gold was found, and gold was one of the most valuable resources in the world. Traders came from faraway places to do business with the people of Great Zimbabwe. Goods traveled in and out of the kingdom through long trade routes. People exchanged gold, ivory, and other valuable items for products from distant lands. Archaeologists have even found objects from China and the Middle East among the ruins. Think about that for a moment. This kingdom was connected to places thousands of miles away, long before airplanes, cars, or modern technology existed. Life in Great Zimbabwe was highly organized. Thousands of people lived there. Farmers grew food, craftsmen made tools and jewelry, traders bought and sold goods, leaders managed the kingdom and helped keep everything running smoothly. Everyone played a role. This level of organization helped the kingdom become one of the most important centers in southern Africa. It was a place of business, culture, and innovation. But here's where the story becomes surprising. When Europeans first came across the ruins hundreds of years later, many refused to believe Africans had built them. The walls seemed too impressive. The city seemed too advanced. Some people even created stories claiming that foreigners must have built it. But modern research proved those claims wrong. The people who built Great Zimbabwe were Africans. More specifically, they were the ancestors of the Shona people. The kingdom was built using local knowledge, local skills, and generations of hard work. The evidence is clear. Great Zimbabwe was one of Africa's greatest achievements. Like many powerful civilizations, however, Great Zimbabwe eventually declined. Historians believe there were several reasons. Resources may have become harder to find. Trade routes may have changed. Political power may have shifted to other regions. Over time, people gradually moved away from the city. But even though the city was abandoned, its story did not disappear. Its influence continued through other African kingdoms that followed. Today, the ruins of Great Zimbabwe still stand as a reminder of what the civilization achieved. They tell the story of a people who built impressive structures, created thriving trade networks, and developed a successful society long before much of the world knew they existed. And perhaps the biggest lesson is this: history is much larger than what many of us learn in school. There are amazing stories from every corner of the world, and many of them are still waiting to be discovered. So the next time someone says, Africa has no great ancient history, remember Great Zimbabwe, a kingdom of stone, a kingdom of gold, and a kingdom that was far more advanced than most people realize. What other forgotten stories are still waiting to be told?